So hello to everyone. So today we're going to learn 11 important updates regarding the RPMS PPST. So we all know that there are many out there who are currently filling up our e-IPCRF. So today we're going to learn 11 very important updates that you should know as a teacher or even as a school leader. But again, before we go to that, we would like to request that you subscribe to this channel and please click on the ring button so that you'll be informed regarding the latest updates regarding our profession in DepEd. And at the same time, you share this one to spread awareness to our fellow teachers. So, by the way, for you to be fully informed, you are free to download the latest updates. So we have the latest manual published last 2019 because the first RPMS PPST manual was published last 2018. So at 2019 we released another update, and this video is the gist or the core of the changes regarding the RPMS PPST. So are you ready? Let's go. First is the expanded inclusion of proficient teachers. So before, it has been inclusive for teacher 1 and 3, but it has been made clear that anyone who is teacher 1 to 3, and that also includes implementers of alternative learning system, ALS, madrasa education teachers, indigenous people education teachers, special education teachers from 1 to 4, senior high school teachers, including those who are in probationary status, and special science teacher 1. So all of them are under proficient teachers. There is also an expansion of the inclusion for highly proficient teachers. So we have master teacher 1 to 4, but that also includes those who are teaching in the alternative learning system, the madrasa education teachers, the indigenous people education teachers who are master 1 to 4, special education teacher 5, senior high school teachers who are currently having master teacher items. That also includes those who are under probationary status. Raters may also include them. School heads, principals, assistant principals, head teachers, master teachers are also raters. So this has been clearly defined on the latest update that raters could also include these people. Number 4, there is also minimalism. Well, why minimalism? In a sense that observation notes forms should not be submitted with the COT rating sheet or the inter-observer agreement form as part of the main MOV. Part 2 of this is when the inter-observer agreement form is used as the main MOV, the individual CO rating sheets should no longer be submitted. So there is an updated inter-observer agreement form in which the ratings of the individual observers are not shown. So I think we are well aware that there are times that our school head and some of the master teachers may convene together to observe you. And these are the times wherein each one of them will be asked to create their own rating. But they need to come up with an agreement on a particular rating that they should grade you. However, this individual observer agreement form will not be submitted anymore. Only the updated inter-observer agreement form should be submitted, wherein the ratings of the individual observers are not shown anymore. Number 6, agree on the observation time. So this is a very important update because before, it has not been clearly stated. But on the recent updates, it has been emphasized that at the beginning of the RPMS cycle, the rater and the ratee must plan and agree on the schedule of the classroom observations for the whole rating period. So we all know that we need to be observed 4 times a year. With an exemption of this year, we are given the leeway for 3 observations only. In the event that the agreed observation did not push through due to the unforeseen circumstance, they must reschedule the soonest possible time. So this has been one of the issues before the start of the implementation, the RPMS PPST, wherein there are many teachers who were not observed because it was not clearly stated whether what schedule are they going to be observed, and the principal sometimes is busy or the teacher on the other hand could be busy. So it has been clearly stated the beginning of the RPMS cycle, the rater and the ratee must plan and agree on the specific time that they will be observed. Another very important update is that raters don't sign MOVs, ratees do. So, in order to authenticate, raters do not need to affix his or her signature in each of the document or evidence to prove valid and genuine copies of the original. Instead, it is the ratee, the teacher, must just affix his or her signature on the sheet of paper to attest that all documents in the RPMS portfolio are valid. So there is also an addendum on this. So you can see the sample format I will show you later on. So this is how you authenticate a copy of your MOV. So we all know that MOVs could also be submitted in another objective. So you can authenticate a specific MOV by simply affixing your signature and using the template, the sample template that we'll be showing you later on. You need to provide a cover page in your portfolio indicating the following: name of your school, name of the rater, name of the approving authority, and the current school year. So if possible, all these details should be in your cover page, and it has been clearly stated in the update that this should be done. And another very important update is the option to digitize. So with an agreement with your approving authority, especially in the current situation that we're having now, you may digitize your physical documents and submit it in an electronic copy of your portfolio to minimize the printing cost. I think this is very timely right now, especially in the current situation that we're having. The number 10 is that raters and ratee, who? So sometimes there's a confusion who the raters are and the ratees are. So this has been clearly discussed on the update that raters refer to school heads that could include principals and teachers in charge. So before, there has been a lot of question in the field. Sir, I'm just a teacher one and I am a teacher in charge. I have been newly designated. Am I authorized to do an observation? Well, in the latest update, it has been made clear that teachers in charge could be raters. So the moment they are given the designation, they are given the aura, the authority to do technical assistant. So that includes assistant principals, head teachers, master teachers who rate teacher portfolios to assess teacher performance. And what are ratees? So this includes the teachers who submit their portfolios as evidence of their teaching performance. So this refers to teacher 1 to 3, master teacher 1 to 4, even though they could be raters at the same time, but they should be ratees too, because the school head or the principal should observe them too. So implementers of the alternative learning system, the madrasa education teachers, the indigenous people education iPad teachers, special education teachers, senior high school teachers, including those who are probationary status, and the special science teacher. So very important also is update 11, complete parts upon submission. So at the end of the RPMS performance cycle, the ratee must submit the accomplished and duly signed IPCRF to the school head. In issue before, because there are many who submitted the IPCRF, but only the part 1, wherein it's called the individual performance commitment and review form with the computed final rating, is submitted. With the absence of part 2, the core behavioral competencies, part 3, the summary of ratings for discussion, and part 4, the development plans. So in the latest update, we should include all the 4 parts. And the e-IPCRF is actually includes all these 4 parts. It will be automatically generated as you encode your grades on the first sheet. So for you to know, I actually created a video regarding this, a step-by-step walkthrough process on how to fill up your e-IPCRF. So feel free to check it out. I've place the link on the video description and it could be found in the screen too. All right, so this is also a very important update here. So for what specific tools are you going to use depending on your designation? So for teacher 1 to 3, this is just a summary. So we have the RPMS tool for the proficient teachers. And then we also have for highly proficient, that includes those who are under master teacher 1 to 4, special education teacher 5, madrasa education teachers who are master teachers 1 to 4, indigenous people education teachers who are currently master teacher 1 to 4. So please take note, in the table it has been clearly stated what specific tool are you going to use depending on your designation or depending on your item. So there has been confusions too regarding am I going to use OPCRF or IPCRF? Is it individual or the office performance commitment review form? So this has been made clear in the latest update that if you are a head teacher designated as school head, you need to use the OPCRF. If you are a head teacher with a teaching load, well, you need to use the IPCRF, capturing the expected administrative tasks and objectives in the highly proficient tools for master teacher 1 to 4. So you're not going to use the proficient, but the highly proficient tool, equivalent to master teacher 1 to 4. And if you're a head teacher without teaching load, well, the IPCRF anchored on the OPCRF of the school head. If you are the assistant principal, you should have an IPCRF anchored on the OPCRF of the school head. And if you are a school head designated as a teacher in charge, if you're a teacher and you're a TIC2, well, you need to use the OPCRF. This is the template wherein ratees should use to authenticate their copies of their MOVs. So you see there, whom it may concern, certify in my honor that the documents in this portfolio are certified true copies of the original, and then you sign it with your printed name and with the sign of your rater. Both of the ratee and the rater should sign. Also very important is the update regarding who the rater and the approving authority will be. So in the IPCR, if you notice, there are a lot of signatures underneath. The first one who should sign is the ratee, your name as the teacher, followed by the rater, the one who observed you and graded you. And there is an approving authority. And there has been confusions regarding this before because there are times wherein the context of the schools are different from school to school. So, for example, there are schools without master teachers and only the principal is the rater. So this has been made clear in the latest update. So let's say, for example, if you are the principal, okay, this is a situation 1. You're the principal. Who will be your rater? Well, your rater should be the assistant superintendent, right? So for those principals that include school head, that's a generic name that includes teacher in charge. So the rater should be the assistant superintendent and the approving authority is the school's division superintendent. Okay, next situation. What if you're the head teacher and a master teacher? Who will be your rater? Well, your rater will be the principal of your school. Includes assistant principals. So if you're an assistant principal, your ratee will be the principal of your school or the TIC of your school. And who will be the approving authority? Well, for small and medium divisions, the superintendent should be the approving authority. For large and very large division, the assistant superintendent is the approving authority. All right, so next situation. This is for the teachers this time. This has been my example a while ago. So if you're a teacher, who will be your rater? Well, it could be, if you're in a small school, it should be the principal or the school head. But if you are a teacher in a school wherein you have master teachers, head teachers, and assistant principals, your rater will be the master teachers, the head teacher, and the assistant principal, not the guidance counselor or any other. Then who will be the approving authority? So if your rater is the principal, For small and medium divisions, it should be the superintendent who should be the approving authority. So if you are from a large and very large division, your rater is your principal because you don't have master teachers in your school or head teachers. Well, if you came from a division which is very large, well, it is the assistant superintendent who will be your approving authority. Okay, so for the second situation in schools, if your rater is the master teacher or the head teacher or the assistant principal, well, your approving authority should be the principal of your school. So this is for schools with master teachers, with head teachers. So the approving authority is the school principal. Right. So what if you are an ALS implementer, a school base? So who will be your rater? Well, the rater should be the master teacher or the head teacher. And the approving authority will be the principal or the school head of your school. So if you're an ALS implementer and you are based community learning centers based, it should be that your rater will be the education program supervisor for ALS or any coordinator who is handling ALS. And the approving authority will be the Chief of Curriculum Implementation Division or the CID. All right, so I hope you learned something from the recent updates regarding the RPMS. Before we go, we'd like to thank you for watching this one, and I hope you learned something new today. And please don't forget, before you go, don't forget to subscribe, click the ring button, and please do share this to your friends. To all teachers are out there, let us continue touching the lives of our children.